Welcome into the video. I am your tech guy Wayne, and today I'm bringing you my full new user guide on the Samsung Galaxy. This will be a full compilation of all the videos I've shot, packaged in what I call my new user guide. You're going to learn everything you'll need to know to operate this phone. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss any important information. Here's a list of the videos that will be included. How to use it for beginners, some really helpful tips and tricks, what to do if your screen freezes, how to take a screenshot and print, and the video will end with how to factory reset the phone. All right. So first, we're going to start with a button walkthrough here. On the right side of the phone, you will have a volume up, a volume down, and a power/standby button. Now, pressing this button one time will wake up the phone if it's asleep. Pressing it again will put the phone asleep. Now, if you want to turn the phone off, we're going to swipe through, and I'll go over that more detail later. You're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, and you'll have a power button right at the top of the screen right here. When you tap on that power button, it'll take you to your power menu. Here we can restart or power off the phone just like that. Now, when the phone is on, holding down on this button will launch your Gemini Assistant. So watch this. If I hold down for 1 second, it'll launch our Gemini Assistant, and we can use that to perform different functions on the phone, and also we can use it to look up important information. I'll go over Gemini in a later video, but that's just a brief snapshot of holding down the power button and how you launch that assistant. Now on the left side of the phone, there are no buttons. This is just an antenna that helps you with getting cellular phone reception, so you don't want to block this. The top of the phone just has a grate for a speaker/microphone. And the bottom of the phone here, you'll find your SIM card tray, and that's where you'll pop in the SIM card for your cellular phone service. You'll have a microphone/speaker here, and you'll have the charging port. Now, the charging type for this phone is called a USB-C. So if you ever need to replace the charging cable, you simply need to look up a USB-C charger. Now, this phone is not going to come with a charging brick. The brick is what you plug the cable in to allow you to charge the phone. I'm going to put a link on screen right here to some good chargers for this phone in case you haven't already picked up one. Anker makes great chargers, and they will charge the phone nice and quick. This phone does support super fast charging, and so check out that link on screen for a great charger recommendation. So that concludes our walkthrough of the exterior buttons, and now let's talk about how to unlock the phone and how to navigate the home screen. So right now the phone is asleep. It's not off, it's just asleep. So all you need to do is tap the screen twice, and this will automatically wake up the phone. Now you'll take your finger and just simply drag it across the screen like this. Just drag it across, and that will unlock the phone. Now, right now, we don't have a password on the phone, but later on in the video, I will go over how to set a password and how to set up your fingerprint sensor so you can unlock it using your fingerprint. So this is the home screen. It's just the main screen of the phone. Whenever you open up these little apps here, when you hit this button at the bottom, which is your home button, it always takes you back to this screen. Now you'll see these little icons at the bottom of the screen here. These are known as apps. Think of how computers use programs, phones use applications or apps for short. So when you hear me referring to apps, I'm just referring to these little applications or the programs of the phone. Now later on in the video, I'll go over how to download different apps and where you find them stored on the phone. But you'll always have a couple here in your home row of the home screen. Let's move into navigating the phone. So at the bottom here, you'll see these three buttons here. You have a home button, a recent apps button, and you have a back button. Now, one quick thing, you may notice the screen keeps going dim, and I have to keep touching the screen to wake it up. Now, I want to show you a quick tip on how to get the phone to stay on longer so you don't have to touch it every couple of seconds. So swipe from the top of the screen, take your finger, drag down the screen, and then you're gonna, at the top of the screen in this very top gray area, swipe to your left. You'll have a shortcut to your settings menu. Tap on that settings wheel. This will take you to the settings. We're gonna swipe up and go to display. And then we're going to swipe or drag up the screen and then go to screen timeout. And right now the phone is set to turn off every 30 seconds if it's not touched. So you want to change this to either 2 minutes or 5 minutes. That way the phone can sit without you having to touch it every couple of seconds to keep the screen on. You can also turn on this feature called keep screen on while viewing, and the phone will use the camera to detect if you're still looking at the screen, and if it is, it will keep the screen on. So now that that's enabled, we don't have to worry about the screen going dim so fast. Now, I'm in the settings app. I want to go back to the home screen. If I ever want to go back to the home screen, I'm going to tap on the home button, just like this. It'll take me here. And that's all this button really does. If you're in one of these apps and you want to get back to the home screen, you just press the home button. Now, this button does a few other things too. It also has a feature where you can hold down on the home button, and this will launch another feature called the circle to search. If there's something on your screen and you want to get information about it, you hold down on the home button and then you can simply just circle it, and then it will actually search the web for you. Now guess what? Right now I have nothing on my screen, so there's really nothing for it to search. But if I was on the internet and I was staring at a picture of a pair of shoes or like a cooking utensil, I could hold down that home button. I can circle, just draw a circle around that thing, and then the web will do a search to help me find whatever that thing is right here. Right now, it just found the background that the phone is using. Okay, so that's a brief rundown of just what the home button does. Next, let's go over the recent apps button. Now, this is the recent apps button, and basically this button just shows you any apps or applications that you've used recently. You can always go back to them later to continue working on whatever it is you were doing. Now, one important note, whenever you open one of these little apps, let's say we open up the settings here, if I hit the home button, that app is still running in the background of the phone. Now, remember, a few minutes ago, we went to the settings app and we changed how long the screen stays on. Well, when I hit recent apps, guess what? My settings app is still open, and I know it because it's showing up in this menu. If I want to close out the settings because I'm finished using it, I don't want to go back to it later, you simply need to swipe up or drag up the screen like this, and this will close out anything that was currently running that you didn't close. You can also tap close all, and this closes everything that was running in the background of the phone. Now when I hit recent apps, guess what? It says there's no recent apps because everything has been closed. Okay? So that's all this does. It just shows you all the apps that are currently running, and it allows you to get back to them quickly if you want to continue working on whatever it is you were working on previously. To the right here, we have what's called the back button. This simply takes you back one step. Now, if I drag down from the top of the screen, swipe to the left, and I go back to the settings, and let's say we go back to display, and we go to screen timeout. So I've made my change, but maybe I want to change something else in the settings now. Instead of hitting the home button to get out of the app, I can hit the back button to go back one page. You see that? Now I went back to the display page. I can press it again, and now it's taking me back to the main screen of the settings. And if I press it again, and if there's nowhere to go, guess what? It'll take me out of the app and back to the home screen. So that's all this button does. It just takes you back one step. Okay, next, let's go over what's called the notification panel. You already saw me bring this up once, but now we're going to go over it in more detail. So when you're on the home screen, if you drag down the screen, it'll take you to what is called the notification panel. And this is where you're going to get notifications from all of the different apps that are downloaded to your phone. So for example, I'm getting notifications about YouTube video recommendations. I'm getting text messages. I'm getting notifications about YouTube comments, notifications about the weather. Hey, I just have a new voicemail. This is kind of the control center of your phone. It's managing all the different notifications that are coming through the phone. So when you have time to sit and look at your phone, you can see what you might have missed. If you have Facebook on your phone, this will show you if you have new Facebook notifications. So that's the main thing it does. It's always managing any new information that's coming through the phone. And let's say Let's say I have a new voicemail and I want to check that voicemail. I can just tap on voicemail and it's going to take me right to the voicemail app so I can go check my messages. Now, aside from notifications, if you, at the top of the screen here, if you swipe to the left, this takes you to another area that has shortcuts to the most frequently used settings on your phone. So if you want to connect to a Wi-Fi network, guess what? Here's the Wi-Fi shortcut. You want to connect to a Bluetooth speaker, here's the Bluetooth shortcut. You'll notice some of these are light blue and some of these are grayed out. The ones that are light blue, it means that that current setting is turned on, and the ones that are gray are turned off. For example, my airplane mode is turned off. If I want to turn it on, I'm just going to tap on the icon, and guess what? Now it's lit up in blue and airplane mode is enabled. If I want to turn it off, I'm going to tap on the icon and that will automatically turn it off. You'll have a lot of other helpful features here. So here you have the shortcut to your power button if you want to turn the phone off. You have that shortcut to your settings. So if you want to make changes to the phone, you always have this shortcut to settings. Here you have your brightness adjustment bar. You can use this to make the screen brighter or to dial down the brightness and turn it down lighter. The phone by default is set to auto brightness. So the front camera is always going to be changing the brightness depending on how bright or dark the room is you're in, but you can always come here to manually change that. At the bottom here, you have your volume control, and this is for specifically for music, or if you're listening to a video, you can adjust that volume up or down. Later on in the video, I'll go over volume in more detail, and I'll go over specifically how you turn up the volume or lower the volume for like calls, for text messages, for things like that, okay? Here, next to this volume bar, you have your, this is your quick volume adjustment button here. So the way the button looks right now, this tells me that the volume is turned up. So if I get a call, my phone is going to ring. If I get a text, it's going to make the notification sound. If I tap on this icon, it's going to put a slash over the speaker, and this means the phone is now in vibrate. So now if a call comes through, the phone is not going to ring. It's just going to vibrate. And the same thing with text messages. If I tap this button again, guess what? Now it's grayed out. That means that the sound is officially turned off. If I get a call, my phone's not going to vibrate and it's not going to ring. And if I get a text, same thing. It's not going to vibrate. It's not going to ring. If I press it again, guess what? Now the sound is on. And now if calls come through or text, the phone will make a noise. So that's how you control the sound for calls and for text messages. Here, if I'm playing a song, it'll give me controls to pause or to skip to the next track in this section right here. But right now I'm not playing anything, so it just says play music. And you have a few other options here. Smart View is if you wanted to play something on your phone to the TV. If you have a Samsung Smart TV or if you have a Roku device, hitting Smart View will allow you to mirror your screen right to a TV, and you can, whatever's on your phone will show up on the TV. Now, there's one more important thing to show you in this section, which is there's a little gray dash right here in the center, and what this is telling us is that we can swipe down and it'll bring up a bigger list of more shortcuts. So again, these are shortcuts to the most frequently used settings on the phone. So you have your GPS, you have your screen recorder, you have Wi-Fi calling, you have do not disturb, you have all these different other options. So I encourage you to play around with these different settings. These all do different things on the phone, and they're all just controlled, you know, in this menu to get to quickly. Now, guess what? We're finished with this menu. How do we get back to the home screen? Pop quiz. We're going to tap on the home button. There we go. So now we're back on the home screen, and we're going to transition into how to download apps on the phone and where are the apps kept on the phone. So there's a lot of apps that are downloaded to the phone, but we only see 5 on this screen. Well, I'm just going to swipe up on the screen, and this will take you to what is called your app drawer. This is where you'll find all of the apps that are downloaded to the phone. And if you ever download a new app, it's going to be in this menu. Again, it's just a quick swipe or drag up the screen to get to your app drawer. Now, one important thing, you have a search bar at the bottom here. There might be a certain app you're trying to find and you don't see it in the list. I can tap on search, and then I can just type in the name of it. And right now I'm looking for the Play Store, and there it is. And the Play Store is a very important app. This is basically the store where you download new applications. There's over 2 million apps you can download to the phone, and a lot of the apps are free. Let's talk about how to download an app. We're going to tap on Play Store, and this will take us to the Play Store app. Now, some of you, when you tapped on the Play Store app, it didn't take you here. It took you to a Google page, and it says, sign into your Google account. If you're seeing that on your screen, it simply means you need to sign into a Gmail or Google account. If you don't have one, on screen at the bottom, you should see a button that says Create an Account. Click on Create an Account. It will take you literally a minute to set up a new Gmail. And once that's done, you'll be able to access the Play Store. Now, the Play Store is super important because this is where we download apps, and it keeps a record of every app that you download so that if you ever get a new phone, it's easy for you to install those on the new phone. Now, how do we search for an app? Well, there's different ways to do that. There's a lot of different menus and things you can sort through on here if you're looking for specific apps. It's broken down by categories. But most people only download apps when they need a specific one. So that's the main thing I want to cover today. We're going to tap on the search button at the bottom of the screen. And if you press it a second time, it will take you right to the search box, and it'll bring up the keyboard so you can search for whatever your new app is. Okay? Now, you can type in the name. I can type in Uber, and I can hit the search, the magnifying glass in the bottom right corner, and it will search for the Uber app. Now, another cool trick is tapping on the magnifying glass, bring up the menu, but instead of typing the name of the app, maybe you don't know how to spell the app, but you know the name of it. You can tap on the microphone here in the upper right corner, and you can just say the name and it will search for it by your voice. Uber Eats. Perfect. So it found the app here. In fact, what's funny is it's recommending me a sponsored app. So it's recommending me DoorDash, and Uber Eats is the second option. So one thing you want to pay attention to is that there are ads that will pop up within the store. So although we searched for Uber Eats came up, but it wasn't the first option. So not a big deal. Here is Uber Eats. And if I tap on Uber Eats, it'll take me to the profile of Uber Eats. And here I can see pictures of the app just so I know what it's going to look like. Sometimes you want to confirm to make sure you're downloading the right app. Once you've browsed the pictures, you can read a description of the app, and you can also get additional information about the app. You can also see reviews at the bottom here. And if you want to download it, you'll tap on this blue button that says Install, and this will begin to download that app to your phone. Now, one important thing to note, not all apps are free. Some apps you do have to pay for. Now notice the blue box has an install button or says install. And so that's telling us that this is a free app. However, some apps, it's not going to say install. It's going to say a price. And if it ever says a price, that means it's not a free app. So you need to just be mindful of that before you download it. Now, there is a rule with the Google Play Store, which is if you download an app that costs money, you can refund it within 10 minutes of downloading it. Let's say you download the wrong app. You can go right back to the app, and instead of this button saying a price, it will say refund. But it only does that for the first 10 minutes. That rule might have changed. It might be longer than 10 minutes, but as far as I know, it's still 10 minutes. So just keep that in mind. And we're now at our Uber Eats app, and guess what? Our app has officially installed, and the way I know that is because we no longer see the blue button that says install. Now we see a button that says open. And we have a button that says uninstall, which is how you would remove it or delete it if later you decided you didn't want it. Now, let's hit the home button. I want to show you where to find it on the phone. Now, pop quiz. We just went over where are your apps saved on the phone. And let's see if you remember. Okay, let me show you. Swipe up on the home screen. This will take us to our app drawer. This is sorted in alphabetical order. So I'm going to go down to the Use. And there it is. There's our Uber Eats app. So just know whenever you download an app, it's always going to save in this menu. And that's how you find it. And now I can tap in and I can start ordering some yummy foods from Uber Eats. This is not a paid sponsorship, just using it as an example. But if you're hungry, order some food. All right. So that's a brief rundown of how to download apps. Next, I want to go over how to make calls and what it looks like when a call is coming through the phone. Let's start with making calls. You're going to tap on the phone icon in the bottom left corner, and you'll want to tap on keypad. Now, just the first thing, this first menu here, we're on recents. This is just our call log, so you can see what calls have already happened on your phone. And you can actually easily call someone back if they're in your call log by simply swiping to the right like this. If you notice, when I started swiping, the button turned green and it says call. You can also send that person a text message by swiping to the left and it says messages. So that's just a cool little shortcut in connecting with people you've already made calls to. Now, if you want to call a number that you haven't called in a while or never, you're going to tap on keypad, and here you'll need to dial the phone number. So area code first. There we go. So I just typed in a phone number, and notice at the top here, it recommended a contact. So I dialed a number of someone who is already saved in my contacts. So I can tap here, and basically the phone will begin to recommend a contact as you start typing, so you may not even need to type in the whole phone number. So now that our number is in, I'm simply going to tap on the call button at the bottom here to initiate a phone call. You can also tap on this button here if you're trying to initiate a video call, and it would do that using Google Meet. Let's tap on the phone button here. It's initiating the call. When you see it begin to count up, that means that the call is connected and that person should be on the line. If you want to put the call on speaker, you can tap on the speaker button right here. You've got mute. You have keypad here if you need to dial a command. For example, press 3 for the operator. Press 5 for this. You can tap it here. And if you want to add someone to the call, turn it into a three-way call, you can simply tap on the plus to add a call. You also have what is called Call Assist, and you can set up a live translate so that it'll translate the call if the person is speaking in a different language. So that's pretty cool too. When you're finished with the call, you're going to tap on the red button, and that's going to end the call, and that's it. Okay, so that's a brief rundown of just making calls. Next, let's go over what it will look like when a call is coming through the phone. I'm going to initiate a call so you can see what it looks like. So there's the call coming through. You're going to tap on the green button to answer the call or tap the red button to decline it. Let's answer it. All right, so our call has come through. And again, you have all the same on-screen call options. And you'll tap the red button when you're ready to end the call. Now I want to show you one more thing. I'm going to initiate that call one more time. Now, let's say you don't want to answer the phone, but you want to send that person a text message with letting them know why I can't answer. You can tap on here where it says send message, and it will recommend these three options here. And I tapped it too fast. But the three options basically say, can't talk now, or send me a text message, or you can type your own custom message. So that there's a button at the very bottom that says send your own message. So that's another way to decline a call, but you can at least send them a message saying, hey, I'm busy right now. Okay, so that's what it looks like when a call is coming through, but that's what it looks like when a call comes through and you're using the phone. If the phone was sitting on the table and a call came through, it would look different. Let's go over that scenario next. A call is coming through. You're going to see it pop up on screen. Now, guess what? Tapping the buttons are not going to work in this menu. You actually have to put your finger on the bubble and you have to drag or swipe up like this. That's how you answer the phone when you're not using it and a call comes through. Let me initiate one more call here. I want to show you that one more time. It's the same thing for answering or declining. Put your finger on the button and drag. You can also, at the bottom it says send message. You can swipe up from the bottom and it'll bring up that menu that will let you send a message as you're declining it. Hey, please text me, write a new message. I'm going to tap please text me. You can also tap the bubble for remind me in 1 hour and it will set a reminder that you need to call that person back. Okay. So that's what the call menus are going to look like. And it takes a bit of getting used to if you haven't used a Samsung phone before, but a couple of times you'll get it and it won't be a big deal for you. If you're getting value out of the video so far, please take a minute and make sure you bump that like button down below. Really appreciate your support in that. All right, you'll notice over the phone button, there's a red 1. And what that means is, it means you have a missed call. It means someone tried to call you, you didn't answer it, so it's a missed call. So if I tap on the phone button and I go to recent, it's going to show up that I have a missed call from Wayne Wonder. And again, I can drag to the right to call that person back, or I can swipe to the left to send them a message. Okay, next, let's go over how to save a phone number in your contacts. We're going to just make sure we're in the phone app, go to keypad, and then we're just going to dial the phone number. Okay, so we've typed in our phone number, but instead of pressing the call buttons at the bottom here, we're going to tap on the plus at the top. And here it will give us the option to create a new contact or add it to an existing contact in the phone. You could also be updating someone's phone number. Maybe you've tried to call them recently and they don't answer. Well, oh, you've changed your number. Let me update your contact. So that's why that second option is there. We're going to tap create new contact. And the first thing that'll pop up is it'll ask you, hey, do you want to save this to your Samsung account, to your phone, your SIM card, or your Google account? Always, always, always save it to your Google account. The reason for this is if your phone is ever stolen or damaged to the point where you can't use it and you have to get a new phone, when you sign into that Google account, all your numbers will be saved in the cloud and they'll automatically load on the new phone. So I'm going to tap on my Google account. Now, they were blurred out on screen just for the sake of privacy, but I'm going to have them all linked to this Google account so that in the future, I'll always have them backed up in the cloud. I'm going to type in Joe, and that's it. Now I'm going to, the phone number is already there, but I can also add other information like, email. I can tap view more. I can add additional notes, an address, whatever. You can add as much or as little information as you want. You just need one piece of contact info, whether it's a phone number or an email. I'm going to hit save. And now that number is locked into the phone. And if I ever want to call Joe, I can just tap on the magnifying glass and type in Joe, and his number will automatically come up. Let's hit our home button. So that wraps up our run through of how to make calls and how to answer calls on the phone. Next, let's go over text messages. How do we send a text message and what does it look like? So the text message icon is right next to the phone icon. We're going to tap on messages. This is what the messaging app looks like. And I have a couple of messages that are already in the phone here. A message from T-Mobile. I have a message from Flip and a couple of other messages. So if I ever want to look at one of these messages, I'm going to just tap Now you'll notice some of the messages are in gray and some of them are bold in black. And what that's telling us is that the bold messages are messages I have not checked yet. And there's a number next to it so I can see how many messages have come through that I haven't looked at yet. I'm going to go to this one. This is an advertisement. It's for code 118 wallets. I'm going to tap on that. And I can see the message here letting us know that they have a sale and they want me to buy a code wallet. Now, when you're all done looking at the message, you'll simply tap on the back button here to get back to the main inbox of your messages. If I want to send a new message, I'm going to tap on this little button here. This is the new message button. This is to start a new conversation. And now I can type in a phone number, or I can type in a name of someone who's already in my contacts, and it will let me look up their phone number to start a message to them. Let's type in Joe. Now here is the contact that we just saved earlier. That's Joe. We're going to tap on that, and then we're going to start a text message to Joe. Now, to bring up the keyboard so you can begin the conversation, the box where it says text message, you're going to tap in that box, and this will bring up the keyboard. And here you can type your message. Hi, Joe. And this is your send button. When you tap this, it will send out the message. Now, there's a lot of other things you can send aside from text. You can tap on this button here. This, when you hold down on this, it will let you send a voice message. So instead of typing hi Joe, I can hold down on this little wave icon and I can just say hi Joe. Hi Joe, hope you're having a great morning. When you're finished, you let go of the button and then it will attach it as an audio file. So Joe can just tap on the play. Hi Joe, hope you're having a great morning. And he'll hear my message. I'm going to send that there. And now I just sent a voice message. Now, here you have an emoji icon. This will take you to your emoji menu. Tap on emoji, and you can send one of these little cool emojis in your message, like a cool. Send that. Now, if you want to send them a picture, you need to tap on the plus right next to text message. This will bring up a list of options. You'll want to tap on gallery, or you can send them a GIF, for example. One of those little fun little messages here. Maybe you want to send this one. You just tap on it, automatically adds it to your message, and then you can send it off just like that. Now, if I hit the plus and I tap on gallery, this will allow me to either take a picture right now by tapping on this little camera button here, if I want to attach a fresh picture, or I can look at pictures that are already saved in my phone. For example, I have these pictures. I can tap on this one here. It'll automatically attach it to the message. I can also select multiple pictures and I can send 4, up to 10 at one time, depending on the size of the pictures. Once you've tapped on them, you'll see them populate in the message here. You might decide, I don't want to send him this one. Tap on the X in the upper right corner. That'll remove it. And when you're ready to send it, you can tap on the send button. You can also tap on add text to put some words as well. Check these out. Now, another cool thing you can do, at the bottom of the phone, in the bottom left corner, is a microphone. If you tap on this microphone, you can use voice to text. And this will let you just talk and it will dictate everything you're saying. You'll need to give it permission. You'll tap while using the app here. And when the microphone lights up in blue, that means it's listening and you can begin talking. I saw these and I immediately thought of you. Tap the microphone when you're finished and see it loaded up everything I said in the box there. And now I'm going to tap on this button here to send it off. And it just attached to those 3 pictures. You also have some shortcuts at the top of the screen here. If I want to, maybe I'm texting Joe and I just decide, I just want to call him instead. This will be easier to say over the phone. There is a phone shortcut at the top you can tap to just call him immediately. When you're all done, you're going to hit the back button to get out of that message and go back to the inbox of the messaging app here. Let's hit the home button. You'll notice over the text messaging icon, there's a red 5, and that's telling me that I have 5 unread messages. So whenever you see that, it means it's time to go and check your messages. So that's a brief run through of how to send text messages and just what the interface is going to look like. Let's go over a little bit more about how to control the sound on the phone. So briefly, just to recap, we talked about swiping down from the top of the screen, swiping to your left, and how you can use this button to quickly toggle between your sound being on, your phone being on vibrate, your phone being on silent, and then turning it back on. We also talked about how this bar here allows you to control the sound of music or a video that's playing. But let's talk a little bit more about how to go a little bit more in depth with the sound. So when you press the volume up or volume down button, it'll bring up this menu, and you can tap on the 3 dots that show up on the top of that bar. Now it goes away fast, so let me show you one more time. Volume up, press the 3 dots. This will take you to your shortcut for media, and you'll basically have these options available to you. So first you have your volume controller for the system. That's anything that has to do with the settings or selecting options on screen. Next you have your notification sounds. This is when you get a text message. This will control how loud those sounds are coming through. So if you want it to be louder when you get a text message or lower, you'll control it here. This third one is for the AI assistant. I talked about at the very beginning, when you hold down the power button, it launches the Gemini assistant, and that will actually talk to you, and you can control the sound of the assistant from here. Next, you have your ringtone sound. So this has to do specifically with when a call comes through, how loud the phone is going to ring. And then this has to do with the volume of music or with listening to a video. So those are your main volume bars there. And then this option here, this button takes you to a new feature, which is called equalizer. And this will actually allow you to manipulate your audio when you're listening to music even more. So you have a concert hall setting, a Dolby Atmos setting. When you tap on this little, this first button here, you can toggle between having a bass and treble bar or dial that you can kind of dial up and down. And then here you can dial up instruments versus vocals. And when you tap it here, you can control them manually as well with the equalizer. So this is a super cool new feature that just gives you even more control over the sound. Okay, the next thing is this. If you're specifically on a phone call and you're trying to get the volume of the call to be louder, you're going to use the volume control button. The thing is, you have one volume control up and down, but it will change depending on what you're doing. So if you're listening to music, then these 2 buttons will control the volume of the music. If you're on a call and you're just trying to make the call louder or softer, then you'll use the volume control here. So just know that it's dynamic and it's going to adjust depending on the thing you're doing in the moment. Now, when you swipe down from the top of the screen and you swipe to your left, if you hold down on this volume toggle button here, it will take you to the sounds and vibration menu in the settings. And this is where you have even more controls to make more changes. Now, one specific change that most people like to make with their phone is, I want to change my ringtone sound. I want a different sound to come on when my phone rings. You can tap on ringtone. And here you'll have a list of quite a few different options to choose from, and you just tap on one. And just by tapping, you can hear the different ones. Basically, once you find one that you like, so for example, I selected this one, it was playing. If you like it, all you have to do is hit the back button, and it's going to save whatever song you were on. And now you have a new ringtone sound. Now for notification sounds, right now the default is this sound, but you got a whole list of options. You can simply change it. Maybe you like the ice cubes. Perfect. We hit the back button and we've just changed our ringtone and the sound the phone makes when notifications come through. Now here you have some other options. You can change like the system vibration intensity. Like you can go crazy with the options here. So I just wanted to show you how to get here. And here you can then play around with the settings to dial in the sound of the phone exactly how you want it to sound. Now, one last recommendation, and I love to turn this on all my phones, vibrate while ringing. So when your phone is ringing, it's also going to vibrate. Sometimes your phone could be in your pocket or in your bag and you don't hear it ring, but you might feel the vibration if this is enabled. All right. So that's a brief rundown of just sounds and how to change just about everything you'll need to do in terms of sound on the phone. Just as a reminder, if you're getting value out of the video, stop and quickly bump that like button down below, and I really appreciate your support. Next, let's go into how to set up your email on the phone, okay? So, swiping up, this will take you to our app drawer, and you're gonna have a folder at the very top. That's your Google folder. If you tap on that folder, you'll find the Gmail app. Now, not everyone has a Gmail. A lot of people have other different email types that they use. So I want to walk you through a few different things. I want to first show you how to sign into your non-Google accounts on the phone. Now, the Gmail app actually will let you sign into non-Gmail email accounts. So first, let's go over how to do that. In the upper right corner, you're going to tap on the little bubble. This color of the bubble will be different depending on the name on your account. But either way, tap on the bubble. At the bottom, you'll see an option that says add another account. And if you've never signed into an account, then this is the first page that you'll see. And these are the different supported email types. So there's Google, which is Gmail, Outlook, Hotmail, Live, Yahoo, Exchange, Office 360, and there's other. So primarily, if any one of these looks familiar, you'll simply tap on it, put in your email address and password, and it'll sign you right in. However, you might have an AOL.com or an @Verizon.net or an SBCglobal.net, and those can be a bit trickier to sign into. So for those, this is the recommendation I have. Hit the home button, swipe up, go back to that Google folder. You're going to then swipe up and go to the Play Store. Remember, the Play Store is where we downloaded apps from earlier. I'm going to show you a trick to find an app that is compatible with any email type. Tap on the search button, tap it again. In the bottom left corner, you're going to tap on the symbols button. And here, look for the @ symbol. So tap on the @ and you'll want to type in everything that comes after the @ in your email address. For example, if you have an SBCglobal.net, type in SBCglobal.net. Okay? If you type this in and then you hit the magnifying glass in the bottom right corner to search, this will give you all the apps that are compatible with that email type. So here, this is showing us the Yahoo Mail app will work, the My AT&T app, Samsung's email app will work as well. So all you need to do is just pick one. Let's pick the Yahoo one and let's hit enable, update. And now I can open that app and I can use that to sign in. So just type in the @ and whatever your email account is, and then it will recommend an app that is compatible with your email type. All right, so that's just a one-off for those of you that don't really use Gmail. Now, let's go back to the Gmail app. Okay, so we're back in the email app, and I just want to give you a quick walkthrough. After your email is set up, this is how you use the app. So the first thing it will take you to is your inbox, and this will show you all of your current emails that have come through. If you want to read an email, it's super easy. You just tap on one. I'm going to tap on this email from Google Fitbit, and I can see this is sort of an advertisement about my Fitbit. So I'm going through it, and I read it. Guess what? If I don't plan on doing anything else with this email, I'm going to hit the trash can at the top here to delete it. It's gone. I'll never have to see it again. Now, you might have multiple emails from Fitbit, and you don't need to open each one to know that you probably don't care about what's in the email. You can tap to the left of the email. There's going to be a little bubble with a letter. You can tap on the bubble, and select multiple emails, primarily emails that are trash. You can select multiples, and then you can hit the trash can, and then it will delete those 8 all at one time. So that's a quick way to get rid of emails that you know are junk and you don't need to open. You can also swipe to the right over an email. Now this does what's called archiving. It removes it from your inbox, but the email is still in a folder called archived. So that way, if later you want to go back and find that email, it is somewhere in your email. Whereas when you delete an email, it goes to your trash, and after 30 days, it's automatically deleted. So you decide if something is delete, go to trash, or archive. I may want to look at it later. I know it'll be in the archive section. Now, what if you want to send an email to someone? You tap on the compose button in the bottom right corner. From here, it's going to open up a new email. It'll take you right to the to box, and you'll first put in the email address of the person you want to email. So let's type in H2 Genesis. This is just my dummy email account here. This would be the equivalent of me sending an email to myself. You'll type in the full email address, and then next you can hit next down here. It will take you then to the subject, or you'll tap on subject and you can put hi, whatever you want it to be, and then tap where it says compose email, and then write your message. Hi. Now when you're finished, you'll come to the upper right corner, you'll tap on the little arrow, and that will send off the email. If you want to attach a file to it, a document or a picture, you'll tap on the paperclip, and then you can select what type of file you want to attach. General attachment, insert it from Google Drive, insert a photo. If you just hit attachment, it's going to take you to your folders. And here you can go through your files, go to My Files, and you can then select a document to attach. I'm going to attach this picture we took earlier. Hit done. And now this picture is attached to the email. And then I can hit this button to send it, or I can tap on the 3 dots and I can, do some different things. I can discard it, delete it. I can make it a confidential email, or I can schedule send it, which is I can say, hey, I want to send this email tomorrow at 8 a.m. You'll tap schedule send and tell it exactly when you want it to send. Okay. Now let's hit the send off button, and we've officially sent off an email. So that's a brief rundown of the Gmail app. Now, if you tap on the hamburger menu to the left here, you'll find that you have a couple of folders. Gmail is going to separate your emails based on different categories. So primary, which is them trying to label things that seem the most important. You have a promotions folder, which is it'll take things that are like, they're sort of like advertisements from companies. Like this is a Samsung email about monitors and a newsletter and an advertisement from Apple. So it'll put all those in the promotions folder because they're promotional emails. Then we can go to social, and social is basically emails from like YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Someone left a comment. It'll put all those in one section. And then go to menu again, and then go to updates. And this will categorize emails by maybe an update on an order, or could be tracking information for a package, things like that. These usually pertain to your orders. That's usually what is in there. But the thing is, it's not a perfect science, and sometimes Google gets it wrong. That's why you should check all your folders, not just the primary folder. You can also just bypass all of the sorting that Google does and just go to all inboxes, and then that way it will basically show you all the emails unsorted and unfiltered. Okay, so this wraps up our email section. Let's now move into how to secure your phone. How do I set a passcode So you have to put in a code or a combination before you can just enter the phone. Right now, when the phone is asleep, all we're doing is double tapping the screen and we're swiping. We're going to change that and require you to put in a PIN code before you get into the phone. This is how you protect your personal information. You're going to swipe down from the top of the screen. I want to point out something. I didn't mention this earlier in the video. When you swipe down, there's two different things the phone is going to do. If you swipe down to the left of the camera, it takes you to your notification panel. If you swipe down to the right of the camera, it takes you to the control panel. So you have to be mindful of this. Left side, notifications, right side, control panel. Okay? If you're trying to get to settings, you'll want to swipe on the right side, and then you'll have the settings button that'll show up right here. Okay? Tap on settings. We're going to go up to lock screen and AOD. Next, we're going to go to screen lock and biometrics. And here, we need to change our screen lock type to a PIN. This is probably the easiest one to start out with. And they're saying the PIN should be at least 6 digits, which is recommended. And you don't want to do like 1 6 times or 1 2 3 4 5 6. You want it to be something that is unique. So I'm going to make it this 010203. Okay. Hit continue and then 010203. Press OK. And now I've just set a lock code for the phone so that anyone can't just pick up the phone and get right into it and look at my personal information. So the next thing it's going to ask you is, how do you want information to show on your phone since you have a passcode? You can have it show a preview of your notifications here. Like, think of what you see on this screen, how you're able to see a preview of these notifications. You can have it be that detailed, or if you're maybe have sensitive things that come through your phone, you'll want to just set it to icons, and this is a little bit safer. So let's set it to icons. Let's hit done. And now if I lock the phone and unlock it, if I try to get into the phone, watch what happens. I'm going to drag my finger up the screen, and it will now prompt me to put in a PIN code. And I'll put in the code, and now we're in the phone. So we've successfully locked our phone with a PIN. And the next thing you'll want to do is now set your fingerprint. So instead of you having to put that code in each time, you can simply just press your finger on the screen and then it will unlock that way. So to do that, the first step is to set the code, and the next step is to program your fingerprint into the phone. We're going to go back to lock screen and AOD. We're going to go into security and privacy now. Swipe up, and where it says screen lock and biometrics, tap here. You'll have to put your code in, and then we can program our fingerprint so that now we can use our fingerprint to unlock the phone. There's a fingerprint sensor in the center of the bottom of the phone here. So we'll need to pick up the phone and simply press down like this, and you'll want to keep pressing and lifting your finger. Your thumb is always the best finger to program, but you can program more than one finger, so don't worry. And every time you lift and place your thumb down, you want to try to slightly move it so that it gets a good read of your thumb. So guess what? We just programmed it. Now, a pro tip is always hit add and program a finger on your other hand. Why is this? Well, what if you spill grease or something on your hands and your hand is greasy? Sometimes it won't interact that great with the fingerprint reader, but your other hand might be clean and might be easy to just unlock. So that's just a pro tip. Always program 2 fingers, one from each hand. We're going to hit done. I'm going to lock the phone now, and I'm going to double tap to wake up the screen, take my finger, press down, and now I'm able to unlock the phone. So that is the process to program the fingerprint sensor, and now Your phone is secure, it has a PIN code, and it has your fingerprint programmed. And guess what? If the fingerprint sensor ever doesn't work, you can always use that 6-digit code as a backup. Now, if we go back to the settings, you're actually able to program your face as an option too. You would go back to screen lock and biometrics. Obviously put in the right code. And you'll then program the facial recognition. You'll tap on facial recognition, hold the phone up, it'll do a quick scan of your face. And then if you ever want to unlock the phone, you just bring the phone right up to your face and it will unlock with you looking at the phone. I'm not going to program that in the video. It's really self-explanatory. You just need to select facial recognition and follow the on-screen prompts. Okay, we're going to wrap up the video with how to use the camera and what happens when you take a picture. Where do the pictures get saved? We'll go over all that in this section. Tap on the camera. You should have it in the bottom right corner, but if you don't have it there, you'll swipe up and you'll have the camera icon right here. So we're opening up the camera, and notice the camera is blank right now, and that's because currently the phone is looking out of the rear camera and the rear camera is facing the table. So if you want to switch the camera from the rear to the front camera, you tap on this button here, and this will automatically rotate it, and you'll be looking now from the front camera, which is also known as the selfie camera. So at the bottom of the screen here, you'll have your different options: photo, you'll have video. Notice for video, the button changes. It has a red dot in the center, so you'll never get confused with taking a video versus a picture. You also have a more option, which gives you access to some really fun pro modes. You have a night vision, panorama, a food mode. You have a pro mode, an expert raw mode. You have all these cool options here. Now here's the thing. The camera is very smart. So what it's going to do is, whatever you're pointing the phone at, it's going to adjust the settings to give you the best lighting and the best focus possible. So you don't really need to use these extra settings unless you really want to play around with those. Okay? The cool thing is, again, it'll automatically throw you into the night mode when it sees you're recording in a very low light environment. So play around with these at your leisure, but don't feel a stress to have to learn how to use all these modes, because the phone is going to do a lot of the work for you. Now, one of the funnest modes on the phone is the portrait mode. And what portrait does is it takes the subject and it focuses on the subject and it blurs out the background. So if you want that fun effect where you're in full focus and your background is blurred, it's called the bokeh effect. You simply need to switch to the portrait mode, hold the camera up, and then it will make you look nice and pretty and clear, and then it will blur out your background. If you swipe over and go to more and you go to portrait video, you can also have this effect when you're taking a video, and it's pretty cool as well. If you tap on edit, you can actually add some of these shortcuts to the bottom of the camera settings. So I can hold down on portrait video and I can drag it down to the bottom of the screen and I can make it one of my options. Another one you may want to switch is the food mode if you love taking pictures of your meals, and then just tap on save. And now as you swipe across the screen, it switches you between the different modes. Now, another cool shortcut, if you want to switch between the front and the rear camera, you just swipe up the screen and it will switch from the front to the rear. Just a quick swipe up, front to the rear. Now, you can also zoom in by pinching the screen. Now, on the front camera, you can't do a lot of zooming, but you can pinch to zoom in, and then you can do an opposite of a pinch, which is a kind of a spread out to zoom out. If you tap on this button here, it'll bring up a lot of other menu options that are not used as often. That's why they're sort of tucked away, but they're good for you to know about. For example, if you want to turn on your flash because you want a little extra light, you can tap on this lightning arrow, which is the flash. Tap on that. This is flash off, this is automatic flash, and this is a forced flash meaning the flash will always be on. And here you can change the ratio of the picture. If you want to switch from a 3x4 to a full screen, this gives you a little bit more on screen. And you have a 1:1, which is great for Instagram. And then you have a full screen. So you have a few different options here, and they're just taking advantage of the camera lenses and different things that they can do there. Those are probably the main settings you would use there. There's also a timer right here. So if you want to set a 2-second timer, a 5-second timer, a 10-second timer, you'll simply just tap on the 2, tap the shutter, and it will count down before it takes the picture. We can switch that from 2 to 5, tap the button again, give it a few seconds, and then you got a 5-second countdown. The last thing is this. I'm gonna switch to the rear camera. Now remember, the phone has 3 different cameras on the back, okay? So you can take pictures up to 50 megapixels using the rear camera. Now when you're on the rear camera, at the top here you'll have a number. It'll say 12M. If you tap on that 12, you can change from 12 megapixels to 50. And all this is essentially doing is it's allowing you to take a much larger picture with more pixels. Now keep in mind, when you take pictures on 50 megapixels, it takes up a lot more storage per picture. So you don't want to take too many pictures at 50 megapixels. I would reserve these for pictures that you plan to print out versus just pictures you might put online. Or maybe you're going to take a nice big family picture or a nice scenic picture and there's a chance that you might print it later. Then I would switch this from 12 megapixel to 50. So that's up to you, not something you need to change all the time. It just depends on the picture you're taking. Now, once you take a picture, where does it save? Well, to the left of the shutter button, you have this button here that will show you the last few pictures that you've taken, which is pretty cool. And here you can make any edits or adjustments. Down here, you can even delete a picture you've just taken if you decide you don't like it. Now let's hit our home button. This is the gallery app. This is where all the pictures save once you take a picture. And if you go to albums, it will organize all the pictures by different categories. This is going to sort all the pictures based on the day that you took them. And if you were to switch to album, in the album view, you can organize the pictures based on other criteria, or you can create your own folders. If I tap on a picture in here, for example, I can tap on this pencil to edit it. I can tap this button to share it and send it out via text message or an email. You also have an AI button here that you can use to make cool edits just using AI. And then here you just have a heart, and that's how you favorite the picture. As you begin to favorite pictures, it's going to move them into a folder called favorites. And just to tell you how my wife does it, she will take a few hundred pictures, she'll quickly scroll through, and she'll just start hearting all the ones that she likes. And then she'll go to the favorites folder, and then she'll narrow down from there what her favorite pictures are. So that's why you would use that heart in the corner there. Number 1, how to send really large HD files, or how to send lots of pictures at one time. If we go to the gallery, here I have a ton of videos and pictures, and let's say I wanted to send all these files at one time. Well, there's a really easy way to do this. I'm going to hold down on the first picture here, and then I can either hit select all at the top here to select all the files at one time, or I can hold down, watch this, I'm going to hold down the first picture for 1 second, and then I'm going to drag. This will allow me to select multiple pictures at one time. Now I can hit share at the bottom and tap on quick share. Now with quick share, I can actually take all those pictures and videos, and I can basically put them in Samsung's cloud, and then I can just send someone that link, and they can download all those files at one time. Now, as you guys know, if I tried to send those via text or email, I would never be able to do it because there is a limit on how large of a file you can send over text or email. But here I'm just going to tap on QR code or link. This is going to take all those files, It'll quickly upload them to Samsung's cloud. It'll then generate a link, and then I can take that link, watch this, tap copy URL. I can now take that link and I can send it via text or send it via email, and whoever gets that file can download all those files. Imagine you go to a family barbecue or a work event and you want to send out all the pictures at one time or videos. This is the best way to do it. Now, once you hit that copy URL, you can then paste it anywhere. Now, I'm gonna go to the browser here. Let's go to Google Chrome, and I want to show you what it looks like when you simply send that file. So I'm just gonna paste in that file, hit go. And what it's going to do first is it's going to upload them all to the cloud. So it will take a little bit of time for it to upload those files, but this is what folks will see on the other end. And all they'll hit is download, and then they'll be able to take those files and they'll have them on their devices. This is also an easy way for you to send those files to yourself, to your computer. You just open that link and then begin to download them. So that is our first tip. By the way, check out this cool case I have on the phone. This is the Binks carbon fiber case. Really nice case here. And in this video, I'm using an S25 Plus, but they make this for all sizes. So if you're looking for a really nice case, definitely check out this one. It's made of Kevlar, which is the same material that bulletproof vests are made out of. So very strong and very durable, and also very stylish. Now, number two, let's go over how to use two apps at one time. Let's say that I want to open YouTube, and I want to have YouTube open at the top of the screen, and then at the bottom, let's say I want to browse through Amazon. Check this out. I'm going to tap on the recent apps button in the bottom left corner here, swipe over to YouTube and tap on the YouTube icon, and then tap on open in split screen view. This will move YouTube to the top of the screen, and now I can scroll through here and find whatever app I want to be at the bottom of the screen. Let's say I want to have my Amazon app open. I'm going to open Amazon, and now I can scroll through Amazon while my video is playing. Let's find a video to play. All right, so right now this video is playing, and if I tap the screen and tap on this square in the bottom right corner, it'll bring it into a full screen. And then now I can scroll through Amazon and shop while this video is playing. And this is just multitasking here. Now, if I tap on these three dots in the center here, I can actually favorite this pair so that if I ever want to open up YouTube and Amazon again, I'll have it saved as a pair on my home screen, and I'll show you where that goes in a little bit, just a few minutes. I can even take the phone and I can rotate it in the landscape position as well, and I continue to scroll through Amazon while my video is playing. Now, if I double tap on the three dots in the center, it'll actually switch and move the video to the right and Amazon to the left. So you kind of do what works for you. When you're all done, take your fingers and just put them on the three dots here and just drag to the right, and that'll take you out of the split screen and back to full screen. So that's how you use two apps at one time. And when we go to the home screen, this is our app pairing. So if I ever want to open up YouTube and Amazon again, I'll just tap on that pair, and then it will open these two up again, which will make it easy for me to continue to multitask. So that is using two apps at one time. Check out this Geo MagSafe wallet here. This is a really nice accessory for your S25. It's MagSafe. It works with all MagSafe cases. And one, it's going to give you a really easy finger loop to use in terms of holding your phone. And this will pop open, so it's easy for you to sit your phone up on a table. You can also rotate your phone in the landscape position. And this goes great for just watching videos. You can even adjust it to different heights, which is super convenient. And aside from that, you also have a little holder in the back for cards, so credit card, or right now I have just a In-N-Out gift card as well. So I'll link this below in the description in case you want to check this out. And also just pulls right off when you're done. I bring this with me everywhere I go because it's just a great little companion accessory, and it just makes it easier for me to use the phone. Number three, let's go over how to customize your lock screen in a very unique and cool way. So right now, if I go to my lock screen, I'm gonna see just my wallpaper and the time. Now check this out. I'm gonna put a video on the lock screen, so when I unlock the phone, you don't see this boring picture. You're gonna see a really cool video. So to do this, it's super easy. You just go to your gallery and find a video that you'd want to be on your lock screen. I have this really nice video I took at an Airbnb from a previous vacation. I'm just going to tap on this video here, go to the upper right corner and tap on the 3 dots. From here, come down to set as wallpaper, and then tap as lock screen. And what you'll probably see is it'll say, hey, your video is too long. Tap on the scissors here. So we'll tap the scissors and then we can just shrink down the video. Now the video is the same thing. It's just a video of the pool and the trees moving. So I don't really have to do any adjusting, but you can kind of adjust where you want it to start and end based on how you move the little bars. We're gonna hit done. Hit done again. And now when I lock the phone and I unlock it, that is my cool wallpaper. And you can see the water is moving and the trees are moving at the top as well. So this is a really cool way to just customize the lock screen to have a really nice video that you've taken. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about that lock screen. You'll notice here, when my screen goes to sleep, there's nothing that shows on the screen. If I tap the screen once, it will show what is called the always on display, which will show me the time. Now, if you make this small tweak, it'll always show you the time no matter what. You won't have to touch the screen. So watch this. We're gonna go to the settings, swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner, and we're gonna swipe up to lock screen and AOD. AOD stands for always on display. And where it says always on display, simply tap on always on display. And then from here, right here it says when to show. Tap on this and change it from tap to show to always. Now that it's set to always, if my screen is off, it will always show the time. Now another really cool case recommendation is the Spigen Hybrid MagFit design case for the S25 and S25 Plus. Super nice design here, and it kind of gives you an outline of all the internals of the phone. Really nice, clear case, very strong, very durable. And the cool thing about Spigen is that their cases don't turn yellow over time. They're made with better material, so I'll definitely link that one below in the description as well. This is a really key thing that I think a lot of you are gonna like. Now, one new feature of Samsung's recent update, which is the One UI 7, is that when you swipe on the left, it brings up your notifications, just notifications, and when you swipe down to the right, it brings up your control panel. And this really changes the dynamic of the phone, and it makes the phone feel more like an iPhone. That's kind of how iPhones function. For those of you that have used Samsung phones in the past, it didn't used to be this way. It used to be like this. You swipe down from the top and you would see your shortcuts to all the notification. You would see your shortcuts to like different settings features, your brightness bar, and then it would have notifications at the bottom. This tweak I'm going to show you is going to help you bring the menu back to how it used to look on older Samsung phones, and to me it just makes it much easier to use the phone. What you're going to do, you're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe to your left, you're going to tap on the pencil, and then tap on panel settings. From here, just simply switch to together. And this will bring the menus back to how you're used to seeing them. Switch at the top, so your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your sound, your brightness, and your notifications at the bottom. I'm going to give a quick plug to the Samsung Watch 7. For those of you that haven't seen the Watch 7, this is a great addition to the S25 series. This is a really fun watch face here that looks like a Nintendo Switch controller. But this watch is super great, and it really works great in tandem with this phone. You can use this to take pictures as the shutter button for your phone. You can use it to ping your phone if you ever lose your phone. And also all your notifications that come onto your phone, you can see them right on the watch. You can answer the phone right from the watch as well. And there's some really great tracking features in terms of tracking your workouts and your steps. So I'll link this down below in the description. But I love this watch. This is the Watch 7 44mm, and it is a great add-on for the Samsung S25. Next, let's go over how to launch your camera from any screen. This is a really fun tweak here. By tapping the power button 2 times, this will automatically take you to your camera. No matter what you're doing, it'll automatically jump you right over to the camera. And this will even work if your phone is asleep. Right now, my phone is asleep. Double tap that power button. It's going to automatically wake up the phone and take it to the camera, so you don't miss any important moments. Now, this will even work if you have a lock set on your phone as well. Again, it'll take it to the camera. It won't take you into the phone. It'll just take you into the camera so you can snap pictures and videos. This is a game-changing feature, and I use it all the time. Now, another really cool accessory for this phone is the OSnap Grip Wallet. Now, this basically works with any MagSafe case, and it is a wallet. So right here you can see I have an in and out card, and I have my driver's license in here as well. You can hold a couple of cards. It also has a pop socket on it as well, so you can use this to easily hold the phone. And you can also take this and you can prop it and use it as a stand for your phone as well. So it serves multiple purposes. Really fun little accessory. I love to use this when I need to run to the store just for a few minutes. Hey, guess what? I just need my driver's license and my credit card. So I'll throw this on and I won't bring my bulky wallet with me. And this just makes it super easy to travel light and just kind of get where you're going quickly. So I'll link that below in the description as well. Okay, so the quick launch camera feature was super cool, but some of you might say, I don't really use my camera that much. I don't take a lot of pictures. I would rather be able to double tap that power button and do something else. Well, check this out. If you swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again and tap on this little power button here, power button icon. This will take you to this menu. Tap on side button settings, and from here you can change the double press to do something different. So instead of launching the camera, maybe you say, gosh, I would much rather this launch another app. So check this out. I can have it launch my flashlight, which I think is super convenient, right? So now I'm going to lock that in, and now I can just double tap my power button and launch my flashlight. It'll use your camera flash as your flashlight, right? Double tap again to turn it off. Or let's go back to that menu again. Let's see, we have to swipe down again, swipe twice, tap on the power button, side button settings, double press. I can make it my magnifying glass. I can turn on my voice recorder, get to my Samsung notes, or just go to the bottom where it says apps here. And then it will let me select a specific app that I would like to launch instead of the camera. So maybe you say, oh, you know, it'd be so cool if it launched Instagram because you love Instagram. No problem. Double press, and now it'll launch your Instagram app. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, it's at H2TechVideos. Go ahead and follow me right now, because why not? I'm also on TikTok. Follow me at H2TechVideos as well. Another great case recommendation is the Ezer Hybrid case, and this comes in multiple colors, but really minimalistic design, but very durable. It does have a MagSafe ring on the back as well, and it has a slot here, and you can put a little keychain attachment as well. So nice, clean, still shows off the aesthetic of the phone. And I'll link that one in the description in case you like that style. It does come in multiple colors as well as clear. Okay, our next trick is a really big one, and I use this all the time. This is going to be the Gemini Assistant. So now when you hold the power button for 1 second, it will automatically launch your Gemini Assistant. Now, I want to make this clear. Gemini is so many light years ahead of Google Assistant. So you've probably had other phones and it had Google Assistant. Google Assistant is great, but Gemini is so next level because you can ask it much more detailed questions, and it really responds and gives you so much more detail than you ever would have gotten with just the basic Google Assistant. So here's a good example of what you can do with Gemini Assistant. You can say, hey Gemini, I want to cook some chicken, but I don't cook chicken very often. What temperature do I need to cook chicken at for it to be finished? And also, can you recommend a couple of really good pan-seared chicken recipes with garlic. So if you notice, that was very detailed.
The most important thing is to ensure it reaches a safe internal temperature to kill any.
So I'm going to pause it. So one thing, it's going to read off the response to you, which is great. It answered our question here. The temperature we're aiming for is 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 73 Celsius. And then as you scroll down, it actually has full recommendations for chicken recipes. 1, 2, and a third one at the bottom here. So it's super cool in that you can really ask it a normal question that you would ask a person, and it will give you very detailed answers. The other cool thing is I could have ended that by saying, can you take those 3 answers and can you throw it into my Samsung Notes? And it'll actually take it and it'll move it into your Samsung Notes so you can reference it whenever you need it. So that's just one example. You can do so many cool things. You can also do the basic things like, hey, can you set an alarm for tomorrow at 8 a.m.? Or you can say, hey, when is the next Lakers basketball game, whatever, and it will tell you. So it can tell you the basic things, but you can go very in depth with the details with the Gemini Assistant. Now, if you've gotten value out of anything in this video, please take a minute and bump that like button down below. I appreciate your support, and you just hitting that like button really helps the video to get pushed to so many more people. Now, I want to recommend another really helpful accessory here. Now, this is a Y adapter. Now, one thing you'll notice, phones today no longer come with an auxiliary port, which is very frustrating. So if you have any old earbuds, guess what? You can still use them with this phone. You take this accessory, you just simply pop it right on the top just like that, and now you can plug in your old auxiliary headphones, and you have another USB-C port as well that you can use for charging your phone. So you can charge your phone and you can listen to your headphones simultaneously. I'll make sure to link these. I'll link these actually on screen right here because you can get them right there. And that's just a very useful accessory that not many people know exists. Don't worry, even though they took the auxiliary port off of a lot of these phones, it is okay because there's a lot of complementary accessories you can still get to do all the things you used to be able to do. Okay, next, this is a really fun new feature. So let's go to the gallery. We're gonna talk about how to use AI to make some really fun enhancements with your pictures. So here's a picture of me, and this is a picture I use as my profile picture. I love this picture, but it's been my profile picture for a while, and I really wanna change it up, and I wanna just make the picture look different. I want to put me on a different background. So watch this. If you long press on a person in one of your pictures, just hold down for 1 second or 2 seconds, it'll give you this option to save it as a sticker, right? And you can basically pull it out as a sticker. I'm going to hit done. You can also do this. Long press, tap on the 3 dots, and go to save as an image. It'll now just save me as an image, but without a background. Okay, hit the back button. Now, let's say I want to throw that picture on this background just to give me a different look. I'm going to tap on the pencil, and from here, if you go to the 4th option down, it's a smiley face with a little pin, and go to stickers, and then tap on this little gallery button at the bottom. I can grab that sticker that I made of myself, which is right here, and in the corners are these little white dots. If you drag from the dots, you can make that picture larger, or you can simply just pinch, and I can basically take myself and throw it on that picture and use that as my new background. I can save it. I can also make some other edits, right? I can tap on this this filter button right here, and I can kind of give the background some different character to make sure I pop out. So kind of adjust your filters. I think I like that one the best because it helps me kind of pop out a little bit more. And then I can simply hit save, and now I've just created for myself a new profile picture, just taking me and just throwing me on a different background. So that's just one of the many fun things you can do. You can also do this. You can tap on this Galaxy AI button, and you can remove certain things from the picture. So there's this log right behind my head. I can basically, on the generative edit setting, I can basically circle this whole background here because I want to remove that log, but I also want to remove some other stuff, so I'm going to do that. So you draw around the general area, and then you can tap on this little eraser, and I can erase that completely from the picture. And then I can hit generate, and it's going to generate a new background in that area that I just erased. So with this, you can use it to remove objects from your picture. So look, it just gave us a whole different background. That log is gone, which I like so much better. I'm gonna tap save, copy, and now I have this new profile picture. Now obviously I'd want to make a lot more edits here, but this is just a fun way to be able to, you know, pull your picture out of a picture and just throw it on a whole different background, and using that generative AI to continue to make some fun changes. So that's just grazing the surface of what you can do with the Galaxy AI. Now I want to give a plug for another really cool accessory. This is called the Mag Fusion. If you ever experience your phone overheating, which can be super frustrating, this will work with any MagSafe case. You simply just pop it on the back. It also will come with those MagSafe rings, so you can use it with just about any phone. Here it's gonna show you the temperature of your phone, and you can basically turn this on, and it basically is a fan. It'll begin to cool down your phone. You can simply dial it up just like that, and this will help you quickly cool your phone down. Now this is great if you're playing games, right? Sometimes when you play games, your phone is using a lot more processing power, and so it begins to heat up. Well, this is going to keep your phone nice and cool. You can see my phone was at like 29-30%, and in a matter of seconds now it's down to 22 degrees Celsius. So this is just a great accessory that helps keep your phone running nice and cool. It's also great sometimes when you're using your GPS on a really hot day. Your phone can overheat too because of the temperature of your car. So this is a great thing to plug into your car adapter to keep your phone nice and cool and keep it working properly. As you know, when your phone begins to overheat, it'll start giving you warnings to say, hey, the temperature is too high. You need to turn it down. If you don't turn it down, then it'll disable certain functions. So this is a really cool accessory here. I'll link that down in the description below. That is just the Mag Fusion, and it's a great accessory to keep your phone nice and cool. For this next tip, I want to show you how to hide apps on your phone. Let's say you're giving this phone to one of your kids to use, and maybe you don't want them to, I don't know, go through your Instagram account, because hey, who knows what they'll find, right? So on the home screen, you're going to hold down for 1 second, tap on settings, you're going to swipe up and go to hide apps on home and app screen, and then we're going to just go to the Instagram app. And you can hide multiple apps at one time, but for the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to hide Instagram. Check the box next to Instagram and hit done. When I hit the home button and I swipe up, Instagram is gone, and you can't search for it. It is just hidden. That's it. So this is a really easy way for you to quickly hide apps on your phone. And if you do have to pass your phone to one of your kiddos, you don't have to worry about them touching one of your social media apps, maybe posting something you don't want posted. You can even hide your gallery, for example, so they can't go through your pictures, whatever. When it's time to unhide that app, simply hold down the home screen, tap on settings, swipe up, and go to hide apps again. You're going to do the same process but in reverse. Right here it says show apps. Just tap on hide apps on home screen and tap on Instagram, and now it's no longer hidden. Hit done, and now when we swipe up, Instagram is back. So just that easy, you can hide one or multiple apps on your phone just by following those few steps. Today I want to show you how to take a screenshot on your Samsung Galaxy S25, and I want to show you how to print that screenshot and also print emails and web pages from your phone. Okay, so the first thing is this. There's 3 different ways to take a screenshot, and I'm going to show you all 3, and then you decide which one works best for you. I prefer the button combination, which is going to be number 1. You're going to hold down on the power and volume down button for 1 second, just like this. Power, volume down, hold, and let it go. and that will trigger a screenshot. So that's the first method right there. The second method, you just swipe your palm from left to right across the screen, and that will trigger a screenshot just like this. There we go. Now this does take some time to get used to, so you got to practice, but palm on the screen, left to right, and it triggers the screenshot. There you go. When you see this pop up, it means you've successfully triggered a screenshot. Now the third option is pretty cool. You can just ask Gemini to do it as well. So hold your power button for 1 second. Gemini, can you take a screenshot for me?
Sure, taking a screenshot.
And just that easy, it'll take a screenshot of your screen. Now, the next question is, where does that screenshot go after I take it? We're going to swipe up, and we're going to go to our gallery app. And here you'll find all the screenshots that we just took. Just swipe through just like that. All right. So now that we've taken this screenshot, the next question is, how do I print it? What if it's an important picture that I need to print out? Well, first, you're going to need a wireless printer that is connected to your Wi-Fi network. That's the first thing. And you'll want to make sure that you're also on your Wi-Fi network. So take your finger and swipe down from the right side of the corner of the screen here to bring up your menu and make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on. That's the first thing. Now, we're on the picture right now. We're going to go to the upper right corner, tap on the 3 dots, and we'll go down to print. Okay? Now, make sure your printer is turned on and make sure your printer is connected to the same Wi-Fi network. I'm going to come up to select a printer and just tap. And it found my Epson printer. This is the Epson XP4200. I'm going to tap on that. And from here, I can select how many copies I want. I can tap on the number if I want to change it. Instead of printing 1, I may want to print more. I can also switch from being color to black and white right here. And you get a few other options on screen as well. When you're all done, you tap on this orange printer button and this will send it to the printer. Now I'm going to link to the printer I'm using right on screen right here. This is a great wireless printer. It's very inexpensive. I think when I got it, it was around $69. And if you're looking for something because you'll need to print from your phone, this is a great option. Okay. Now I want to move on and show you how to print an email. First, we're going to go to the Gmail app. Go to Gmail, and let's find an email that we want to print. I'm going to print this email here from Delta Airlines. I'm just going to go to the upper right corner, tap on the 3 dots. From here, we're going to move down to print. Now, after you've selected your printer one time, it should show up again, but sometimes it doesn't, so no problem. We're just going to tap select the printer. I'm going to tap on my Epson XP4200, and we'll give it a few seconds for it to load the email. Now, sometimes when you're printing multiple pages, it doesn't pop up right away. You want to see that orange print button with the little print icon. That's how you know it's ready to print. Now, here's a little trick. If that preview is taking a long time, just do this. Tap on the drop down arrow and go to Save as PDF. It'll load very quickly. And then we can tap on the drop down again and go back to Epson XP42. And now it's ready for us to print. Now notice this email is multiple pages. And you might say, I don't want every page, I just want the first page. In the bottom right corner, there are little checks. You can uncheck that page by tapping on the little check mark. And that will cut down on what pages are printed. And when you're ready to go, tap on that little print icon and that will send it to the printer. All right, and lastly, I want to show you how to print a web page. This is slightly different, so I want to make sure you know how to do all 3. These are the main 3 things that people print from their phone. Let's go to Google Chrome, and let's go to this ad right here from Eurogamer. Now, let's say I want to print this page. I'm going to go to the upper right corner, tap on 3 dots, but what you'll notice is there is no print button. Chrome doesn't have a print button. No problem. There's just one extra step. You're going to tap on the share button, and from here, you'll see the print button right there. Tap on print, select the printer. Obviously, once again, the review is not showing right away. Tap here, save as a PDF. It will load. go back, switch it to the Epson, and then we're going to tap on that little button there. It looks like my trick didn't work this time. It's still taking a bit longer for it to load, which is no problem. You're going to wait for it to load, and then when that orange button pops up, you're going to tap on that to send it to the printer. I'm going to link to another really great printer right here. This is a slightly higher model of the Epson. It has the scanner, so check that one out as well. Today I want to show you what to do if your Samsung Galaxy S25 freezes or your touchscreen is not working properly. If you notice the phone is glitching a lot, this is a quick tip that you can use to force your phone to restart. It takes a few seconds, and all the phone is going to do is turn off, turn back on. You won't lose any of your data, but it should fix any software issues that you're having. Let's go ahead and give it a shot right now. We're just going to hold down on the power button and the volume down button until the entire screen goes off. All right, let's try it now. Power, volume down. We're going to press them together just like this. 1, 2, 3, hold. You will see this pop up on the screen. Continue to hold the buttons, and after about 5 to 10 seconds, the screen is going to shut off, just like that. Once it shuts off, let go of the buttons and give it a few seconds. The phone is going to turn back on, and that's it. Basically, it's going to force the phone to shut down, turn it back on, and it should fix any software issues you're having. Now, sometimes the phone won't turn back on, and that's okay. Don't be scared. All you're going to do is just press your power button, give it a few seconds, and the phone will turn back on. And the great thing about this, it mimics the process of how cell phones used to be when you used to pull the back off and actually take the battery out of the phone. That's what this does. It sends a command to the phone that says, hey, shut the system down, and then it's going to boot it right back up. All right. Now I'm going to press that power button one more time. There we go. So our screen is back on. Now, I've seen it take up to a minute for the phone to turn back on. So again, I don't want you to be scared if you press the buttons, the phone shut off, and then it didn't turn back on. It sometimes can take up to a minute for it to power back on. What we've just done is what's called a soft reset. We've just, again, shut down the system, turned it back on, and this should fix any issues you're having with the software. Now, if your screen is cracked, okay, if you have any physical damage on the screen, this may not fix your issue, because if you've done this and the phone is still glitching, then you may have a hardware issue. In that case, the next thing I recommend you to do is go to Samsung.com, go to web support. You can connect to the web support and they can refer you to a Samsung certified repair center in your area, or you can just find your local cell phone and repair shop, bring it in and have them take a look at the screen, and then they can usually diagnose if there is an issue with the screen and give you a quote on what it will cost to Wayne. And today I want to show you how to reset your Samsung Galaxy S25 back to factory settings. This will erase all the data off of the phone and it will set up like a brand new phone. The first thing you'll need to do, swipe down from the top of the screen and tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. Now just remember, when you swipe down, if you see this, you just swipe to your left and that'll take you to this screen here. Tap on that settings wheel, go to accounts and backup. From here, go to manage accounts, and you need to remove all the Google accounts off of the phone, okay? Those are the primary accounts you need to focus on. All the accounts that have the G, you need to remove them. So just tap on it, hit remove, remove account. Now, you'll have a bunch of other accounts there as well. You can remove each one individually, or once you factory reset, it usually will remove them automatically. But the main one is the Google account. If you don't remove that one, it's going to prevent you from signing back into the phone. So you got to make sure all those are removed first. Next, you're going to go down to reset, tap on reset, swipe up, and go to factory data reset. Before you do this, make sure you've backed up all your data, because once the reset is done, you won't have any more access to anything on this phone. So pictures, contacts, everything, make sure you've backed it up first, okay? Tap on factory data reset, swipe up, go to reset, tap delete all. The very last step is it's going to ask you to remove your Samsung account as well. So you'll need to also be able to sign into this and remove it, and you will need to be connected to Wi-Fi to do this. All right, I just put in that Samsung password. So now my Samsung account is removed, and now it has triggered the full factory reset. At this point, you don't want to touch the phone. Let the phone sit, and it's going to take anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes to erase all of your data, and then set it up like a brand new phone. One important note is that your phone does need to be charged to at least 30% or higher, or it won't allow you to do the reset. So just keep that in mind as well. And there we go. Our factory reset is officially complete. If you got value out of this video, make sure you bump that like button down below. I'm going to link here to a playlist of my other Samsung S25 videos, so check out those. And I'll link to another really helpful video right here as well. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and as always, have a good one.